Got, oh, I just had one. That's a big snook. Oh, and he's gone. There's a snook. Oh, this is a barracuda. All right, pretty cool. I got something right here. Oh, little snook. I can't believe that thing ate it. So finally found the 90-10 zone. This is a little bit better snook. Whoa, and he jumped in the boat. Nice little snook. Power Prawn USA weedless. It's a surprise Cuda catching day today. And they're digging the power prawns apparently. He just totally munched that thing up. That is definitely time for a new power prawn after that one, but really cool. Fun little catch. Hey, this is Luke with Salt Strong. In this video, we're gonna be fishing some new territories. All artificial lures are going after redfish, snook, and sea trout, really whatever we can catch. And we're using these new Power Prawn lures. I have them rigged multiple ways. Number one, I have the weedless. This is so I can skip under the docks. Mostly be dock fishing. We have a beautiful morning. We're late spring. Sun's coming up over here. Not many clouds in the sky. And so the water's clear, and so the fish are going to be pretty picky. So I'm using this realistic shrimp lure. Has great darting motion. So I have it rigged weedless to skip up under the docks and the shallower sections of the docks. And then I have one on a jig head as well. Same lure. The jig head covers the deeper water. This jig head will have it sit on the bottom, and I can basically bounce it right in their face. And then this one's to go way up under the docks. And between these two, we should be armed for action. I have a backup ready for action with the jig head as well. So we're going to get out after it. I went on the online maps and picked off a few spots from our Smart Fishing Spots platform, our new platform, looking at the wind, looking at the currents. And so now we're going to make it happen, and we'll let you know how it goes. All right, so just pulled up. We have this dock line. I saw this on the maps. It has some pretty good underwater structure around it. And so we're going to start with the weedless presentation. That way I can skip up under these docks. We have a lot of pilings here, and so the key is really just to get it down there. A lot of these fish are going to be holding right next to the pilings. And the key is just to get it down there and just cover the water, right? So I'm skipping up underneath the dock, and I'm pulling it through. I'm presenting it through as if it's a natural shrimp that just happens to be flowing through these pilings, and these fish just can't resist it. This is this is my most trusted way to go out and catch fish when exploring new areas. This is to target docks with these Power Prawn lures. And so I'm right now looking for life. I'm not seeing any mullet. I'm not seeing any birds feeding. And so this might be a quick stop, but always just at least worth some casts because it looked good on the dock. I'm just going to fish this dock, and I'm going to go down to this 4 docks over here. That's the section that looked the best. And if nothing there, no harm done. We'll just pick up and move and go on to the next spot. I'm not feeling pinfish or even like no little snapper. That's not a good sign. I like to be feeling some sort of life down there. The fact that we aren't familiar with this area means that we just have to go fast. Go fast and look for life. And these are actually a little bit deeper, so what I'm going to do after this cast, I'm going to switch to the jig head. That way I can just get down right in their face a little bit quicker. Oh, there we are. Oh, I just had one. I was going to switch the other rod, but now we're sticking with this one. So that's a low trajectory. It's really important to master your skip cast for this. That'll result in a lot more fish catching. I'm probably 10 feet back into the pilings. All right, and we're about to leave. This is the last dock. We're just going to go fish the shallower portions. Sometimes the fish will be holding up shallow. I don't want to rule out these docks. If they are, we've basically been covering the deep side. And this one, I'm going to work it all the way up to the bank. All right, nothing on the shallow bank. I'm looking down the shoreline and not under the mangroves. So this just flat out is not a 90-10 zone. So we're going to pick up, go on to spot number 2. All right, so spot number 2, picked up, moved to the other side. We have some wind hitting this shoreline. This is another spot that I saw. I was targeting these docks over here. I saw an egret working the shoreline, another wading bird up in these trees. So we'll fish this canal and then hit these docks. There's about 7 of them. And I have the jig on so we can work fast, and we're still in find the fish mode. So continue working this area. and we'll eventually find some fish. All right, so we're up on spot number 3 now. This is the area that I had the most confidence in as far as once the sun came up. There's a lot of grass on the bottom. This is nice looking, it's the exact type of spot that I've been catching fish in further up, like up in Tampa Bay. And so we're just gonna keep doing these, just dock fishing, targeting these docks. With the sun's finally starting to come up, the tide was a little bit delayed, and so we have to wait a little bit longer for the tide. It's basically slack right now, but I'm starting to get some smaller fish, like some little snapper and stuff, are really getting after this power prawn. That's a really good sign that there's at least life in the area, and that they're eating shrimp lures, which again, normally dock fishing, this is an excellent type of lure. So just covering these pilings, and these fish aren't going to be super hungry right now, but if you get this lure in front of a fish's face, they just can't help but to eat it. So now it's just be targeting. I'll probably do about 5 or 6 docks again. But so far, this is looking good. The fact that I'm getting the small snapper, like there's life under these dock pilings, that is a very, very good sign. And it's a matter of time now before we get fish number 1. Look at that snook right there. It's just checking us out. That's a big snook. Oh, and he's gone. So we found the fish. So this was the right setup. So now we know that we're in the right area. So now we're going to fish slower. Now I know that, at least right now, that there's some fish holding up in the shallow water. And he was actually way off the dock. So the fact this water's clear, I'm just going to kind of zoom in and in between all these docks and just keep an eye out for big logs sitting there. That'd be really cool to sight fish one of those big snook. Nice rocky shoreline. Mangroves and dock pilings and seagrass. We don't get anything here, we're moving spots. There we are, got him. There's a snook. Finally, this was right in a textbook spot. We have like a rocky shoreline with the dock coming out and seagrass. So finally on the board. We had to work for this one, but we're on the board. First good thump of the day. Not a giant one, but we'll take it. These things sure are fun. Nice little small guy there. Power Prawn USA. Let him get bigger. Whoa, jumping out at us. Re-rig and we'll be back in business. See what we got here. Oh, this is a barracuda. Thought it was a snook fighting a little bit weird, and it looked down and it's a barracuda. All right, pretty cool. Little barracuda on the Power Prawn USA. He slurped it down. They have some serious teeth on these guys. Little torpedo. Didn't fray up the line at all. And let's see if we can find something else under this dock here. This area's looking good. We have these rocks close by. Have dock pilings and seagrass. So we have 3 different types of stuff, 3 different types of structure. And I was coming down the shoreline and really not much luck, and then came around these rocks, and this is where the fish were. Oh, maybe I got something right here. Oh, little snook. Right around those rocks again. Oh, it just came off. In close quarters in between the rocks and the dock. Not a big guy, but always fun. There should be some reds around here too. See if there's anything else. Snook pulled it right from next to those mangroves. Oh, there, got him. Little guy. Pretty impressive that a snook this small is eating a lure this big. This one's going to grow up to be a big one. I can't believe that thing ate it. Oh, got him. Bunch of fish down here. So I basically just went right along the edge of those mangroves, and these snook are just lined up out there. This one's a little bit bigger. Yeah, spots like this can hold fish of all sizes. So finally found the 90-10 zone. Get a good looking lure, throw it in there, and you never know what's gonna happen. There we are, little fella. Lure's ready for more. All right, so we pretty much fished that spot out, nothing big. I need to retie my leader here. I'll probably go down to 20. I've had 30 so far. With how clear this water is and the fact that we have no clouds, 20 is probably the smarter play for getting strikes. We'll do a quick retie and then get back at it and probably try another spot. I'm not seeing a whole lot of life around here. So pick up and go on to spot number 4 after we get reset. Yes, a lot of people ask how to do the FG knot out in the water. To me, it's really easy. Just use the rod holder, and I just use the pinky method where I just put it around my finger, around my pinky. There's the tension, and then I have 9 fingers to go ahead and do the wraps with. So super easy. I can basically do it, just muscle memory by now. Just do I do 18 wraps, and then do the half hitch knots, 2 half hitch knots, pull it tight, cut the tag of the leader, 2 more hitch knots, and you're ready to rock. There we are. We have the FG knot while out in the boat. No problem at all. Super strong and the thinnest knot possible for braid to leader. Yeah, we're at spot number 4 here, and this is a little mangrove line that shoots out a little bit further than everywhere else. It kind of reminded me of that rock jetty that had all those fish. So we figured we'd come stop here, make some cast up to it. A short dock too, so it means it usually gets deep a little bit quicker. So we'll see if we can pluck off some fish here. It sure does look nice. This is the section of the mangroves that are getting hit by the current. So technically has the highest odds. Not seeing any life in, oh, I got one. Just as I was saying, I'm not seeing any life. The Power Prawn, whoa, was skipped pretty far underneath there. This is a little bit better snook. Whoa, and he jumped in the boat. That's funny. We got a dolphin following us, so that snook might have saved his life by jumping in the boat. We got this guy off, little small snook. We have a dolphin checking us out. So what we're gonna do is releasing this fish. I'm totally blowing out the spot. I'm gonna release it right back into these trees. That way he's swimming back into the trees. That's basically the only way that the guy's gonna survive. So now let me bust out of here. The dolphin's right here just trying to find that meal. A lot of people feed dolphin. That's the worst thing you can do. So make sure to never feed the dolphin and actually make a point to not feed the dolphin. Where you release the fish, yes, there he is. Make sure to always release the fish right back as close to the structure as you can. If you let it go like 10 feet or more out away from the structure, the dolphin's pretty much guaranteed to get it. As soon as a dolphin finds a boat that just caught a fish, it is not going to leave that boat. So now we pretty much have to bail and go on to spot number 5. I need to retie that snook did a number on this 20-pound braid or this 20-pound mono. So go on to oh, there he is right there. 2 of them, 2 dolphin, right under the boat. There's a little small guy. Hey, that's a little baby there actually. And his mom is right there next to it, probably twice the size. But I'm gonna go retie, get set up, and let's see if we can get away from these dolphins. They're just sitting here literally just looking at us. Not today, buddy. Not today. Chose the wrong boat. Oh, there's a little snook in there. Oh, there we go, got him. He followed it for a while. Okay, we got some more snook up here too. We should be able to pick off some more fish. Finally found a dock with some more fish where we can actually see them. Gotta love it. All right, still using the Power Prawn USA with the Haas hook. Okay, this guy just sat there and followed. I thought he was turning me down, and I guess he just wanted to look at it a little bit longer. Usually they pounce on it pretty quick. Come on, especially these little guys. They're a lot more aggressive. Hook came out. Nice little snook. Power Prawn USA weedless. There's some bigger ones down there, so let's see if we can re-rig, Leader still feels good. Rig it weedless. Ready for more. Well, I guess we spooked his buddies out. Now we'll just go on to the next dock. Odds are that there's more. We got the fact that we have this giant house here, lots of shade. Be surprised if we don't get anything out of there. That's another Cuda. That's actually a pretty good sized Cuda. That's crazy. Hope he doesn't break me off. I don't catch that many Cudas, and it's even more rare when they're this size. The surprise Cuda catching day today. Look at the teeth on this guy. Whoa, easy. Look at the teeth on that guy. Really, really cool fish. And they're digging the power prawns, apparently. He just totally munched that thing off. That is definitely time for a new power prawn after that one, but really cool. Fun little catch. All right, so we're gonna call it a day there. That was a fun trip, and we at least caught some fish, just exploring new areas. You really never know what's gonna happen. And one of the most consistent ways to get some action is to use some good looking shrimp lures that you can skip and just target docks and target mangroves. Most of the fish today were up in the shallows, and this was a day after a Memorial Day, so we had a long weekend. The weather was beautiful, so a lot of boat traffic was out, and I'm sure a lot of people were fishing. So these fish seemed to be really spooky, and the only strikes we got were basically right up under the docks or under the mangroves. We did see some fish off the trees. Those fish were really spooky and just weren't committing. So the key here is, again, Power Prawn USA. There's the lure for the shallows. I caught most of my fish up in the shallows today, so most of the fish were caught with the Haas hook. This is the 4/0 Haas Helix hook. It has a 1/8 ounce weight on there. Just a great setup for shallow that skips well. In this case, I had the a custom rod that I made from Mudhole, and then the BGM Cube reel with 10-pound braid, and I ended with 20-pound Andy Mono leader. Originally, it was 30, and the fact that we have these crystal clear skies with really not a whole lot of wind, I went down level. So here was what I was using for the deeper water. And this was just the Power Prawn USA on a jig head. This is the Mag Shroom jig head from Z-Man. Great fit, skips great, and held up a lot. I don't believe I caught anything on this, but I fished it pretty hard. I was skipping it hard, and this lure is still in really good shape, and it took a lot of abuse. And with that, I had 20-pound braid and then a 30-pound leader for that, just to be ready for the big boys and the BGMQ 3000 on this setup. For you Insider Club members, I'll put a link down below where you can see all the spots that the fish were located in. You can see, based on the current and based on the wind, why I chose those spots, and then exactly where they were holding, so you can look for the exact same type of spots near you and catch a bunch of fish on your next trip out. So thanks so much for watching. Any questions at all, leave a comment down below. And if you're new to Salt Strong, just know that it's the best online fishing club in America. It actually guarantees you'll be catching more fish than ever before while saving money on all the tackle you need. To learn more, go to saltstrong.com. Otherwise, hope to see you again soon.